Hey guys, what's up? All right. It's Double Deuce back. Another video for you guys. And if you've seen my tease sneak peek video of the Toyan L200 here that I squeezed in the HG-P407, and I really didn't even talk to the video. I just kind of threw it out there for you guys to see the conversion. And as you can see, I'm still working on a pile of transmissions here, and I still have some coming in the mail. And it's going to be, I ordered these things a month ago, and yeah, I know a couple were overseas, but still the rest of them were stateside. I don't understand why it's taken almost 3 weeks for it to get here. Hopefully. I checked some of the tracking numbers, and I bought one of the transmissions out of desperation. I bought it in pieces because it was, you know, it was supposed to be in the United States. So I don't think it was. I think it was in China from the shipping delay. But yeah, I wish they'd tell you that stuff, because when I try to schedule a video, you know, I do it like a month ahead of time, you know. And the problem is when the stuff don't show up in a month, then you guys don't get a video from me. And so okay, let's get back to this and show you what I did to it so far. Okay, and the couple of the things I did do to it, I'll back out here. All right. I come up with a little, I told you guys I wanted to work on some steering, you know, steering options, I guess. Here's what I did. Get a close-up in here. Now, you see the steering box I put in it? That comes from the, you know, your King Hauler or your Leslie or whatever that, you know, the semi-truck is. This is from Hot Racing, okay? You know, it's a bearing shaft, and it's a nice solid plate on it, and it works awesome. And the other things I was waiting for were these really cool shocks. You know, they're dual chambers, and you know, these things are pretty nice. And they were only like, you know, I think they're like 30 bucks or something for the set, so it wasn't too bad. But I'll try to post some links at the bottom for you guys. So I don't really have, I didn't really have any rear ends for this truck. I didn't have nothing. I actually got the engine right away. I was really amazed by how fast it came. I'm going to flip this thing up on its side here so you guys can look underneath it and show you what I've done so far on the thing. And so here's what I got so far. You can see there's no transmission in there at all. Not yet. The cross member is sitting in there with one bolt. See, she's got fuel in her tank, and I come up with a makeshift exhaust that's probably a little too restrictive for it, but it's nice and quiet. What I did is I tried to hide everything on the driver's side, you know, like the servos for the throttle, servos for the steering, and I'm really impressed with it, the steering on this. I'll give you guys a real quick run. I'm going to try to use like a really small battery in this thing to keep the weight down on it, for the simple fact that, you know, you can get some pretty good sized batteries, and basically you only need it to run the receiver, your starting apparatus, and your glow plugs, you know, and the glow plugs are only momentarily, you know. So let's plug this puppy in, and I'll give you guys a test of the steering on the thing. Smiley face there. Okay, now right up. Get this thing up in the air. I just goof on how this nicest engine fits the HG-P407. It's almost like perfect for it. Now, radio. Now these tires are really sticky, and basically what I did was I'll zoom in on it again for you guys so you can see, watch the action of it moving here. I don't know if you can see it inside. In this corner right down there, you'll see I just got a piece of brake line on it. And you see it moving that top thing? And it works really well, actually. There's no flex at all and nothing. Like the frame doesn't even flex in the front when you're turning it. Like the other stock mount on the side over there, I don't know why they did that. Oh, excuse me. Hold on, I gotta answer this. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Every time I seem to do a video, somebody tries to call me. So, like I say, I don't know why they put the steering arm in the back, maybe to keep it out of the way and all that stuff, but it was so lightweight and, you know, it's just too, you know, just too flimsy, I guess. So I highly recommend the Hot Racing steering. I don't even know what they call that thing. I'll try to find a link for it. What I'll probably try to do is post a link of the eBay auction that I got it from. Now I know they do make the one for the Bruiser, okay, and the HG-P407 if you don't want to change your steering. But I wanted the steering in the front, not the back. It just you know, with the way that other stuff was set up, it steered across at the back and then at the front. So when you hit something, the wheels automatically just jerk back and forth, and it was just too loose. So now to start the motor in the thing, because I got you see I got the throttle, you know, hooked up in it there for both the carburetors. It works pretty good. And actually to start it, I bought because this has a tiny brushless motor on the thing, and you can buy the starter setup from them. That, you know, you need two for the glow plugs. You need two of those, and I'm gonna show you guys a little trick on that too, to what I did. But as far as just starting the motor or the engine, I got this. It's just a small 16th scale centraless 30 amp ESC, and I put it in there, and I plugged it right into, because this is a 6-channel radio, and these radios are like, I mean, I think it's Dumbro or Dumbro, or this is a Surpass Hobby one, but they're pretty much all the same. These are really good radios they're like, you know, 30 bucks, you know. And this one's a 6-channel. I've got 4s and 6 channels and 3 channels. So but like I say, I always buy the 6-channel. It's almost the same money, so like $1 or $2 more. Buy the 6-channel. You never know when you're going to need it down the road. But anyway, so I ran the ESC into the number 3, I think number 4 actually, and I'll probably be changing this you know, position to one of these up here, because you know, 5 and 6 is up here, and this is number 3, this is number 4. Now it all depends on what transmission I'm going to run in this thing. I did order from actually Sterling Kit and Engine DIY. I ordered 2 of the 3-speed gearboxes. They call them a 4-speed, but they're a 3-speed with a reverse, and I don't quite know how they actually operate yet, and I was looking for something as far as size. They show you know, a Bic lighter laying next to it. You know, they say it's like, you know, 80 some millimeters long, but so I'm gonna have to do some rearranging under there. But okay, so back to the starting apparatus. Here I just do this, and it'll, I think I shut her off. There we go. Now it ain't working on me. There we go. See how that turns it over. So I can start it, And from there, I put a wiring splitter on it so I can put my my glow plug attachment to that. So when I kick the thing on, it'll actually energize the glow plugs and, you know, use the starter motor, and then I'll shut it off. But so far, this is like the update, you know, of everything I've done so far to the thing. Now the axles, I was going to get the Yoda axles for the thing, but I had these old RC channel axles laying around forever, and they're, you know, they're beefy axles, and I wanted something that was, being that this thing's a nitro, I wanted something to have, you know, an open differential in the front. I locked the back. They kind of look like Yoda axles, and so they fit the part pretty well, actually. And tires, man, are so sticky. These are the Dick CPEC 1.9 Mud Countries, and they're really soft and really grippy. But you can see in the back, I just kind of put the shock straight up, and I bought these. They're just like a cheap shock tower. They were like $7. They were all over eBay. They probably still are. It's just a shock tower mount, and it's got a bazillion little tapped holes in it, and they fit right into two holes of the frame here. One's just a little bit off, but it's like they both go in without no altercations. You just screw them right in and put your nuts on the back. The leaf springs I got were, I wanted to try something different with these things. Now, you know, it's very, you know, for all the weight in the front of this thing, it's, you know, it's very mobile, you know what I mean? A little bit of articulation there. It's not too heavy. The springs I got for this were the T-Power spare parts. I don't know what these things are off of, but T-Power Hobby. I got these on eBay. They come with 2 sets of springs, and these are the ones you could put in the front that'll swing in the front too. That may help this a lot, because when you notice the way this one comes down, the wheels move back, you see, because the thing comes back here. If I put this a solid mount back here, now the wheel will kind of move forward a little bit, straight up and down, and it just seems it's easier on, I know all the RC 4-wheel drive, like Trailfinder 2s and all that, for some reason have them swing at the front. So it probably frees up a lot of binding and stuff. You could do the Chino mod on the springs, where you file the springs at an angle this way, and it lets the rear end and the springs twist a little bit together better. But unfortunately, you're getting, you know, it'll get loose, you know, if you want to go out and bash with it. So I haven't got there yet. And like I say, I bought a long time ago, the Yoda scale hubs for the thing. These are 3D printed rims I got one time. And so the transmission, the drive shafts, all that determine on, you know, what comes in the mail. Now, I went with a couple of different flavors. If you remember this transmission, this is for your, the new high lift series and all that. Well, this is actually the semi one. This is a 3-speed Tamiya semi tranny. It's got the, you know, the case and all that stuff, and this one here, the motor comes out the front, so it's for the semi truck, the King Hauler. The high lift series, the motor comes in the back. And so I looked at this, and I was trying to figure out how to put a reverse module in within this thing or something. Now, a reverse gear it's not that hard to do. It's just finding room for it. And with this engine in here and this transmission, it's a little too long, because I wanted to put this transfer case in here. We'd see I got a couple of years I made already to kind of set it in there. This is a 2-speed transfer case, high and low range. I would like to put this in here with some type of a gearbox transmission in the front that's smaller. And so I got this one from Red Cat. This is a 2-speed gearbox, but it's a one-way, has no reverse. Okay, it's got a nice little brake on it. Pretty cool. I think this is off the Tornado, or I believe. And then, of course, this is the T-Max, or Revo, I'm sorry, 3.3 gearbox. This has a reverse. And yes, it's tight in there, you know. I could use this in there. I planned on it, but then when I seen the other gearboxes from, you know, Engine DIY and Sterling Kit, I wanted to experiment with them. Now, I bought this, like I said, I've been shooting options out there. This is a reverse module. Now, this is, everybody knows this thing. It looks exactly like the HPI reverse module, okay? But this one was from Red Cat. Or, I'm not sorry, Exceed. There we go. Exceed RC. So if you're looking for a reverse module, the HPI ones are pretty much discontinued, and this is MA2136. It's off the Exceed Nitro cars. This sets inside the box just like the HPI does, and they give you the you know, the clutch, you know, for your shifting. They give you all the rods and everything with this thing, and it actually came with a box, and it has like servo, you know, places in there to mount it up, and there's a place for an on and off switch, which was pretty cool. And it was actually cheaper to buy this by $10, so this is about, I think it was about $70 some, and I got it right from Exceed, the website Exceed. So if you search Exceed RC, they have this on their website. And the problem is, it's this shaft and this shaft here connect to your drive shafts, okay? And then there's a floating collar on here that shift clutch apparatus goes on, and then there's a gear that all sits on top of this. But when you look at it, there's, for one, there's nothing to steady it over here, you know, if you're going to use it. And they're all metal gears in there. Now you can see this is in reverse right now, because if you watch the shaft, I'll turn, see how they're turning in separate opposite directions there. And then when you pull it forward, that's forward, so you know it all goes the same direction. So you'd have to put something, a gear on this here, and probably cut this off, or just make enough room for a bearing here on this to run this out to my transfer case, which was really getting, you know what I'm saying, it was really getting long. That's why. So if I did, say, this even, now I'm adding probably a good 8 inches of drivetrain stuff in here, plus the engine. It just wasn't going to work. So, but I've had everybody like come up with great ideas, like the RC 4-wheel drive. I think it's the R3 scale transmission. That's pretty cool if you can get up there, but there's no reverse. If you're looking for super scale, you can use the extra speed 2-speed gearbox, but there's no reverse. And so the 3 transmissions I got coming, 2 are the 4-speed so-called gearbox that you know, from Engine DIY and Sterling Kit. And I bought one out of a Kyosho. I can't remember the name of the vehicle now. It's a nitro, and it's got a reverse, and it looked like a really nice compact little unit. That's the one that should be showing up tomorrow. And like I say, it's in a million pieces. I got to put it all together. But so that's the update for this for now. You know, I'll upload a video of this thing running, because it's pretty cool. You know, it's you know, sits there and just puts away, and then we'll go from there. So any questions, comments, you know, feel free to hit me up. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later, man. Have a good one. Adios.